Suppose you have a list of tasks in Excel and get estimates of work or duration from team members. You can pull that information from Excel into a new project file. If you include headings in the worksheet columns, it's easy to map them to project fields. So here's an Excel workbook with some information about tasks. You can see that the first row has the headings. So we've got WBS codes, task names, and estimated duration, and then the values. The headings in this first row are helpful for mapping the data in the Excel file to project fields. Well, now that we've looked at the Excel workbook, we're going to close it so we can import it into Project. Now, over in Project, click New, and in this case, click New from Excel Workbook. The Open dialog box appears, so we have to tell Project where that Excel workbook is. So in this case, I go to the desktop, the exercise files folder, and go to the folder for Chapter 2. Well, there's nothing there, but don't worry. You have to go down to the file type and click the down arrow and tell it you're looking for an Excel workbook. And as soon as you do that, then you see the file. So just click its name and click Open. Well, because it's an Excel workbook, the Import wizard opens. It steps you through how to import that data into Project. So click Next to get started. Well, we're going to use a new map, so leave that option selected. Click Next. And there are three options here. Now, we're going to create a new project, so the option as a new project is perfect. But if you wanted to append the data to your active project, you select the second option. In that case, all the information from the Excel workbook gets appended to the bottom of your task list. You can even merge data into the active project if you want, but we'll leave the As a New Project selected. The next thing is to tell Project what kind of information you're bringing in. In this case, it's just a task list, so we turn on the Task checkbox. The Import Includes Headers checkbox is already turned on, and that's what we want because our workbook does have headers in it. So just click Next. Now this screen is where you tell Project how to map the information from Excel into Project. As you can see, Project can be pretty smart. It can recognize some of the fields. So if they're the same name, like WBS and name, they're already mapped. But Project doesn't have a field called estimated duration, so you have to tell it which field you want to map it to. So in this case, just click the one that says Not Mapped, and we want to map to duration. So I start to type duration, and as soon as I see the field, we're all set. Now, one thing to look at is that there's this preview down at the bottom. And you can get an idea of how Project is going to map that Excel information into project fields. So if it looks like what you want, then just click Finish. And now you can see the information has been imported. The task names are here, the durations are here, and if I insert the column for WBS, those codes are there as well. So now that the values are in the file, you can just save it. So I give it a name, and you can see that the Save As type is Project, so just click Save. And now you have a project file. It's easy to use data in Excel to create a new project file. This is particularly helpful if you have team members contributing who don't use Microsoft Project.